Welcome, friends, back to the first round of bracket stages for our Zelda 1 Randomizer Spring Tournament. My name's Magic Friends. I'm here with Alan today. How are you doing, friend?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. We've got a matchup between Mocco71 and BBQdotgov today coming at you.
And it's a second one, and the remorse flag that we have turned on is we're actually going to know who's dropping bombs today.
So no more questioning whether or not which enemy set has our bomb droppers. So we'll be good to go on that front. But everything else is still randomized. I believe BBQ has a 1-0 advantage in this race.
I'm actually not sure. I missed their last race. There's just been so many races going on for us to enjoy.
I believe Mako gave us the remorse flag, so that's why I'm thinking that BBQ won round one.
And we're starting near the Forest Potion Shop, and we've got a regular banana.
Alright, the banana didn't kill that enemy, so we don't have 0 HP enemies on, but the banana's good for getting around this overworld. It lets us stun a lot of the enemies and keep them out of our way so that we can traverse screens that might be a little bit sketchy.
And I'm not prepared. Oh, we got 0 HP blue Tektites as the boomerang is killing them off.
Alright, so we have some damage, we have some form of hit point shuffle on.
Now, we've got 2 and 7 marked. We need to confirm that eventually by telling if we're in second quest or first quest. Because it could be 2 and 7, or it could be 3 and 8, or depending on if it's mixed quest, it could be 3 and 7 or 3 and 8.
So we got our wood sword in the wood sword cave, so our runners aren't going to have to struggle for finding that. But BBQ already got a bomb drop, so that's going to give him a little bit of an advantage being able to clear out this start section a little bit faster than Mako and not have to come back here.
Vanilla candle shop with vanilla candle prices, which is good because there was no extra candles turned on in the wood sword cave.
There we go. Mako also got some bombs in that square, so they're both going to be able to clear out this early section, which feeds them straight into level 5. And it looks like we're immediately going to have a divergence here. BBQ's going to duck out and continue exploring the... Well, think about it, at least. Mako's going for it.
Well, I don't blame him for going into it, because no matter which variation of the Triforce we have, we're going to need number 5 anyway, so you might as well check and see if it's a free one on the floor.
Yeah, there's the only concern for going into... Where did we start in this 5?
Well, I couldn't tell over on Mako's screen, but it's 2 rooms south of here, so I'm gonna guess either first quest or shapes.
I don't think that can be first quest at all.
And we've got bunnies, so we can be prepared for like 50 million sword hits.
I mean, maybe that could be that right-hand column, but... Oh, no, we can't get... That is definitely not... That doesn't look right at all. To be way over in the 5 column and then all the way over here on the E, I don't think this dungeon's this wide. I think we have shapes front half.
I can't tell Macau's dot on his HUD up there, so I'm gonna take your word where they came out. But yeah, that wide. Alright, we have hints that which could either be helpful or deceptive. We don't know yet, but it's nice to know that they're actually talking to us, so the book will not be a translator tonight. And we've got permanent sword beams on. And shuttered in a room with some blue dark nuts.
Alright, well, there is one way to get out of this without up-A. It might just be easier to up-A and save yourself the time, but you can clip into that center section of blocks and do your combat from inside of there relatively safely, but it's a long time, and since we've already seen that enemies can roll up or down, the last thing you'd want to do is start fighting that and end up at 12 hit point blue dark nuts.
Yeah, and he at least got the knowledge of you can't bomb any direction from there, and I don't blame him playing Find the Bomb Hole, because until proven otherwise, I'm going with you, definitely shapes.
Yeah, I'm certain that cannot be either first or second quest 5.
Yeah, because if that were first quest, one of those rooms that is up there would have been the hollow room, so it wouldn't have shown up in that pause screen map. Barbecue has decided to duck out and go back to doing some more overworld explanation, which I don't blame him. You don't want to go bashing your head over on this. More vanilla item prices, so I'm expecting a whole lot of vanilla items in that respect, and any trolls we're going to find is going to be in these dungeons.
Well, Mocco's finding out that these blue dark nuts actually rolled kind of low. He was able to take him out with a bomb and a couple of stabs. Oh no, this sucks. I don't think this is going to spawn where Mocco wants it to. He can kill this blue dark nut over here, but I believe you have to be on the T side of this because we're in level 5.
Yeah, if it's the traditional drop rooms. In Vanilla 5, that would be the map, and in Vanilla 4, it spawns along the outside. Barbecue picked up his candle and is now going to check the level 3 spot, which will be helpful to us. Alright, we have a green level 3, so we've got second quest money and mixed overworld.
Alright, so the one thing Mocco did do with this level 5 is, once he saw that this was a T room, he knows that there has to be a natural way to get to that room, so he actually bombed. He knew that he could spend a bomb to get into that spot, so if he decides to bail now, even if he decides to bail now, he'll know the direction to go to get that Triforce later.
I just treat it as if it was ladder blocks, because a lot of these racers know how to do that fancy ladder clip. Plus, you can come back here later and get that key that's one room south of the Triforce. He appears to be clearing this room out again. I think he wants to do a little bit more exploration for that item.
Yeah, he's if you can find a good item in here, it could give you a big advantage. Like, even something as simple as a red candle back here could be really big, because it'll save him 60 rupees and give him some repeatable combat. But you gotta be very careful doing it on one heart.
And up at the Death Armos was a free heart from a moblin that wants to be your Valentine. And we've got double Gomas in this level 5. Okay, now the best part about having this mixed overworld is we have some more trolls that we can wish upon our friends and neighbors. We've got a couple of extra push blocks. We've got many whistle spots that can open up, and we've got 2 overworld ladder spots that might be available. Is there any particular one that you find you see a lot of?
The recorder. Normally, the recorder's not as incentivized. You don't quite know what it's gonna whistle you to, but that might be what was making Mocco think, "Let me dig this out." Is if he felt like if he had discovered something that hinted at being second quest, any kind of second quest overworld variant, digging out 5 would be the recorder if it was vanilla items. So that might have been why he was digging a little bit harder, thinking, okay, metagame play. I checked a bomb hole that should have been level 1 and it didn't blow up, so it has to be at least level 2. Like 2, let me see if I can dig this recorder out.
And level 8 is also shapes, and it's got a red candle on the floor here. Level 8, we were able to tell was shapes because it had that one room going down.
Yep, there's a downward entry.
Yeah, and we also know Heart Shuffle is on because that was a red candle on the floor. Heart Shuffle is on.
Well, I'll make sure to tell the runners that CD was in chat to make sure that we got all of her favorite things for this race.
I don't know, we don't have a red ring yet.
Well, yeah, we don't have her favorite items. We have all the overworld stuff she wants, so...
Oh, true. I mean, yesterday...
Oh, gosh!
Oh, God.
That is a chonky.
I've seen level 9 smaller than this.
This looks like what the NES would draw if it was... Or like what an Atari would draw if it had to draw a guy with dreadlocks.
I'm fine with this. Because that hollow room there is the eye and the nose is off there facing the left.
Yep.
But like you were talking about repeatable offense, Barbecue has that. Unfortunately, a lot of the enemies in that level 8 are immune to the candle, so he's again gonna have to duck out for now.
Oh, those are take any's in a cave, so that power bracelet that Mocco just picked up is gonna be a lot more useful than normal. And he just blipped over to level 5's push block, so that does clear one of them, but it means that all 4 of the normal locations will probably need to be checked.
And we've got a second take any.
And Mocco's in a good spot to pick up his white sword item, if we can find it. And BBQ's heading up to the grave. So both runners doing a lot of deviation early on and giving us a good overworld flush out of the easy spots.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only hard part, is never knowing when you're going to get the items that you need to finish taking on the rest of these overworld spots. I mean, Mocco's got a better position of doing that with the push block, but they're still going to have to... Oh, there's the letter. And there's level 9.
Level 9 at level 6, it looks like. 1Q6. Alright, so the one nice thing is that this any road is great because it makes it so that that waterfall corner is actually accessible.
And we've got the northeast, so if we have to come back here, that's also helpful. So that puts it at 2Q4 northeast. I saw one at Death Mountain. I did not see where the last one was.
I don't know if he's taken the last one. This one that's here up in this northeast corner and the first one were very close to each other.
Mocco breaking the 4th wall.
I always mess up this clip because I forget to go back down to the south side of the screen before I clip to the left, and I get stuck in the wall.
I've still never done a regular clip successfully.
Oh, it takes a lot of practice. Actually, one of the things I do when I'm prepping for a seed is I'll just spawn a regular, like in the normal game, I'll pick up the sword, and then I'll just scroll all the way to the coast, and then all the way back to level 3, just to, like, kind of get my hands warmed up.
That sounds like a good way to do it, yeah. It's like always keeping a extra copy of the regular seed handy is always gonna be helpful.
Yeah, because you know where everything is. So if you want to, like, say you need to practice like wood sword combat against Wizrobes, okay, you just go up to level 6. You can walk there, and do some, and then make a save state and do some practices. BBQ's up to 126 rupees with the pair of candles already in hand, so he's got enough money to start making a couple moves here. Let's see, he's got to find these eddy roads as well. Oh, it looks
and
like...
that's the fourth one there, a screen down and to the left of the northeast road.
So our 4 eddy roads are all within a screen of each other?
Well, one of them's at least up in Death Mountain, so if we need to go there, that's not bad, and it does give us a slightly quicker path to the waterfall. So I'm not saying it's good, but it's not really bad either.
Yeah, because one of them's on this screen Mocco's on now. One of them's at the Armo spot 2 screens to the left of this. One of them's at the bomb hole directly south of that Armo screen. And one of them is 1 screen to the left of the Armo screen, which is in the waterfall area, like you said. They're not the most useful. But we know, but now that we have them cleared out, those are checks we don't have to do, and we know that we need the Prominent Bracelet for 6 more checks on the overworld.
BBQ grabbed the arrows, which isn't a bad play to make this early in the seed.
Yeah, I like, especially, he might be thinking about the fact that he saw multiple Gomas in that 5, and therefore, if something ends up being Goma blocked, he wants to have spent that money before a mugger takes it back. Mocco didn't have the money to go pick up his blue candle, so he's all set with the burn bushing problem now.
And BBQ is on a trail to find all of the medicine shops.
Alright, that's another hint. We saw one that said, what was it say? Feat of strength not needed for the princess, and that was heart container by the lake. So if the heart containers are... Heart container could end up being our white sword item. That would help us figure out if this is... I mean, you never really know if it's helpful or deceptive until you know it's deceptive. So...
Level 3 is pretending to be level 8.
Yeah, it looks like... Level 3 looks like an instrument, but I can't put my finger on what kind of instrument. Almost like a saxophone in reverse?
I'd go for that. And Mocco giving up a heart to the mugger only to turn around and be ladder blocked. I'd retry and get that heart back.
Well, the problem is that this 3 is so linear that he's going to have to give up that heart at some point anyways. And there's only one more room that he can even check in this 3. I don't even know if I would have gone back to check it.
I would have retried for the simple fact that we don't know if it's deceptive hints or not, so keep as many hearts as you can while you're looking for that white sword item and hope that you came back here with the money to give up the money instead of the heart.
Well, we're gonna see more of it. We're gonna see BBQ give up the money here. The only I don't know off the top of my head whether or not Mocco had a good save state from here. That's another thing. He might not have had he might not have saved recently. Yeah, but if you retry, you've got to go get your wood sword. You got to go get your money. You've got to go get your candle. Like that's probably not worth a heart container.
It kind of depends on who's running it. Like Chest Jerk, I'd almost expect to restart an entire seed if it means saving a heart. And Barbecue now getting his hint. Still not sure if it's deceptive or not. And hopefully one of our runners will take us on a tour of the lake to find out.
Yeah, I would think, in my head, that would make me very curious and want to go check the lake area, because you're gonna go check Candle Row pretty soon anyways. You might as well do it now and see if those hints are deceptive or not, because then you can try to save time by not checking any of the power bracelet slots, since they said you wouldn't need it to find the princess.
Well, I mean, you have both of them, so you might as well check both of them. I mean, one person's routing, depending on if this has the cheap bait and we have a required bait block, then technically it's not required to save the princess, but it's sure helpful.
True. Alright, BBQ up to 6 hearts, so that's going to lock in their ability to get that white sword item. We also haven't seen the coast item yet. Oh no, the tracker did.
Well, our trackers, yeah. Which, thank you, Kamen Renekai, for handling that for us tonight. Okay, at least some of them are +4 because that took 5 wood swords and did not die. Alright, so from what I can tell, there are 2 power bracelet spots that have not been pushed yet, so far the hints are proving to be true, but I don't like to call these things until we know for certain.
Yeah, like ooh, nice pickup by BBQ, going for the gamble and hitting the 50 spot.
That is his second big win this seed so far.
Well, since he's already got the arrows and the candles, and he knows what the bomb dropping groups are, somebody like BBQ is like, okay, the rest of my money is really just extras, and if I can take a risk, and if I go to 0, it's not really going to affect me, but if I go to 100, and then I find the big secret, I've got blue ring money.
And level 4 is at the Candle Row medium secret, and he's pirouetting that door there. Now this one's gonna have 2 items with Heart Shuffle being on.
The BBQ gonna come back through here and make all the checks that Mocco's already made up on the waterfall section. Hey, look, we got a book! Ooh, the book does not do anything. We already can talk to the humans, we don't have a map, and that is not a boomstick.
So today, we just have more things that can set us on fire.
Yeah, if there's ever a reason to, like, save frequently, picking up the book and finding out it does nothing might be one of them.
And speaking of CD, there's Spiky making poor life choices, keeping us kidnapped.
He just wants a hug. He's not even coming at you very fast. He's just slowly approaching, asking for a hug. That's all.
See, I like that. And I'm a proponent of one of these days making a sprite that turns Spiky into an actual cookie. Barbecue is joining us here in level 4, gonna pick up his book here soon.
Digdogger gazes close to start. That's accurate, right? Yeah, that's accurate.
Well, I'm not sure how wide the close to start thing goes.
Well, we found level 5 in one of the burn spots right near the Wood Sword Cave.
So the hint is for the vanilla level and not for the fact that we found him in level 4.
Oh no, yeah. So those hints are always going to reference the vanilla version of the boss that would be in the dungeon, except for level 7 because that's an Aquamentus dungeon. But it talks about the meat block. So like if it says Aquamentus awaits, it's referring to level 1. Digdogger naturally is the boss of level 5, so Digdogger, that clue is hinting you towards where level 5 is.
Okay, thank you.
The only one that can be confusing is that level 4 is Gliok awaits, and level 8 is Gliok returns. Because level 8 and level 4 has the 2-head version, and level 8 has the 4-head version. Ugh, I do not like fighting this by Mocco. If you're stuck fighting blue Lamolas, like go find another dungeon, go find some damage upgrades, a wand or a white sword, and keep moving.
I'd be fine with it if I had Barbecue's red candle, because then I could just try to duck into the nearest bit of cover that I could and just burn away, like shooting fire through blocks if I have to.
Yeah, I like that call a lot. I don't remember the exact wording of the of all the clues. I just remember that like the name of the enemy is the name of the dungeon. Maybe that's something Fred can add in. Be like, you know, Guria hasn't had dinner yet with the boomerang.
Alright, Barbecue's almost defeated both of these guys using the bomb strats. He's got to be careful because he's down to 1 heart and 2 bombs. He's finally started using the safety door strat with the red candle.
It's still a little sketchy though, because those are so fast that you could accidentally walk out there and get bopped. And he's on 1 heart, so if he gets bopped, he's out. Oh hey, level 6.
Somebody sold out of yellow highlighters. Alright, nobody saw the level 6 earlier. Barbecue did not see level 6 earlier when he scrolled over to the Death Armos, so I wonder how long it's going to be before he checks that particular screen.
Alright, so Mocco's back up to 5 hearts, so if he finds the white sword location, then he'll be able to at least have a good shot at that. I believe that's something that is... Normally it's randomized, but that I believe that's a flag that could be on normal, which means it would always be 5. So it's actually, he has like a 75% chance to be able to pick it up now.
Which I've heard a few commentaries talk about it, where if it rolls up, then the chances are that the magic sword will also have rolled up.
Another mugger trying to steal from Mocco, but this time he's going to just up A and not go in that direction.
See, that's what we need for a flag. The mugger gazes in level 6.
A flag that tells you where the mugger is. That's a good clue.
And he got bopped by one Wizrobe into another Wizrobe. He did not have a chance in that room.
Alright, so BBQ is going to make another dive at this level 5. A little bit better geared out with more keys this time that he picked up in level 3. And a couple of bombs here. The combat's not really a big difference, but oh hey, we found the map. Wow, so where we popped out earlier is actually got a lot more rooms in that section. But he can get to the Triforce now if he wants to brave this blue Dark Knight room.
I wouldn't with one bomb, especially stuck in the T.
Yeah, I'd probably go and see if I can find the item first. Yeah, it does look kind of like a the P90 from GoldenEye?
Well, I was thinking, you were mentioning the Atari earlier. If Atari had ever played Star Trek.
Yeah, I can see that. It's like a bad drawing of the Enterprise from the top down.
Yep. And right now, Barbecue is thinking, why couldn't the remorse flag have been turn off blue dark nuts?
Well, if that's the case, then Mako's asking why the remorse flag couldn't be ignore blue Wizrobes. But it looks like as long as he doesn't do anything crazy, he does get through this room.
Or we could just split the difference, turn off all blue enemies. Oh, that's nice. The buyers are being completely killed by one bomb. So that'll be helpful for farm farming in some of these dungeons.
Alright, so BBQ was able to get the kill on these outer ring blue dark nuts, and now he's going to combat them from this side just by beaming them down. So that'll help out.
It will. I'd still like to see him, considering this is a smaller level 5, I'd like to see him dig out at least one of these two items. And of the two runners, he's the only one that has knowledge that Heart Shuffle is on.
Ooh, Likes rolled super low, so Mocco can pick up this Triforce now. He knows where it is. But he might have... nope, this isn't going to open. I was thinking it was going to open, but then I saw the shutter door at the bottom.
I was about to say, I think he's trying to Rick 6 some exploration of this level. Alright, he's picked up his Triforce in 5. Now, will he actually return to dive it?
There we go. Pick up our bomb before we leave.
He's not diving it. I'm not sure what I think of this play.
It's fine. There's still a couple... We still have, like, level 1 and level 2 to dig through and get some easier items. And he knows that if he's gonna clear that dungeon, he's got to find both the staircase and the floor item, which, that's a big trek.
I was just thinking because, I mean, he's got the map and he's seen how small that dungeon is. As long as you're down to maybe 7 rooms left to check. Alright, he's heading back in.
Mocco's doing a nice job of being very clean on these Wizrobe rooms. Unfortunately, he's being a little bit too aggressive in some of the easier combat and keeps taking some kind of little silly bops from things like Keese, but he's doing a pretty good job clearing out the 6. BBQ's going to take this transport back across the way in 5, and Mocco's going to pick up his Triforce and tie up the count.
Is his weird taking the strange bops and stuff, could that just be some of the nerves from being a game behind and possibly facing elimination?
It could also be that like the first section of the seed really wasn't very fruitful, and like some runners will feel behind if they haven't made a ton of progress at like 40 minutes. We're at 35 minutes. We've only found 1 Triforce and 2 items in dungeons, so he doesn't know that he's not really that far behind. But yeah, I think it's more of a like, oh man, I might feel a little behind. I gotta go. I do the same thing. So no feat of strength will save the princess. So that's where that hint was. In 5. Now we know the rest of the map in this 5, so we don't have to waste time trying to bomb random walls. Maybe we can get this cleared out.
Mocco is in level 8, so he's going to be getting his red candle here soon. Going to be taking a look at that very interesting map and hopefully getting the knowledge that Heart Shuffle is on very shortly.
Yeah, that's actually going to be helpful for him, that even though he's probably frustrated that he didn't find the item in 5 or 6, when he finds this candle, it'll actually help him out, because he won't all of a sudden go, oh gosh, now I've got to go back. I might have to go back to those dungeons. Mocco's flag is to unrandomize the enemy drop groups. So all of our drop groups are normal drop groups from vanilla.
And there's Mocco picking up his red candle.
So at this point, our runners are pretty much even. Each has a Triforce, the other one doesn't, but both of them... But Mocco technically knows where the Triforce in 5 is, and BBQ will probably find 6 pretty shortly here if he's in 5 right now, because it's right next door.
And just what you want to find in 5, the item that you started off with. But I think by process of elimination, the second item is Goma blocked.
Yeah, with that many Gomas in the dungeon, as I agree with BBQ's play here to just say, you know what? I don't want to end up clearing out 3 or 4 more rooms of nasty combat just to find out that I don't need to do anything.
Part of me wants to see them have to go back in to potentially get the silvers out of there, but part of me hopes they never have to go into that 5 again.
Alright, we got 40 and 68 for our Pepsi and Coke today. So Coke's a little bit better today. $12 bonus for picking up Coke. Must have been on sale this week.
Nice clock pickup by Macau, and he's going to explore, trying to take another route to go through this big map.
I didn't see BBQ pick up the heart in there. Thank you, chat, for keeping us up to date here. So it looks like BBQ found the heart in 5 as well, so he is done with 5. He is good to go.
Yay! I also didn't see that. Thank you, chat. And that red candle coming in handy as the bubbles keep bopping away that sword.
Whew, man, holding breath to see that. Oh, you hold your breath to see all that combat, and then this just slaps you in the face.
You know, technically speaking, permanent sword beams are on, so he could have taken the time to just shoot across those blocks, shooting gallery style.
And now instead, it looks like we've got to go through this room of Gibdos and Dark Nuts and Fireballs and Bubbles. Ooh.
I think I would have preferred to go through the shooting gallery. And he up 8, so chances are he's thinking about whether he'd want to or not as well.
Alright, BBQ did find level 7 up on the far corner of Death Mountain, but fortunately that's one of the ones we started with, so we're not forced into there right now.
And he also found the one large secret this seed up there at the second quest prescription shop.
And he found level 2. So this could be a very small dungeon and a little bit easier to clear out.
And demonstrating one of my favorite reasons to have the red candle, rope burning. See, at least it's yes, some of the things have rolled up, but at least it has been a first quest enemy set so far. Like, we haven't had quite as many things trying to shoot stuff at us.
Yeah, no red bubbles, no Stalfos beams, and no super ropes. So it looks like we're going to be safe on the nasty enemies this time.
And we had a heart on the floor here in 2, so even though Hard Shuffle is on, it's only somewhat on, I guess you'd say.
It's only on when it wants to be.
Yeah, I'll go with that. And picking up a couple of keys, he's got to go down and immediately spend one, unless he's hoping to find a workaround.
Okay, that's a relatively small level 2, and it's the nice thing is level 2, most walls in level 2 are bombable, unless there's something about the room that you're going into that has a quality that prevents that, like a right-hand staircase or something like that. So that means that we can try to conserve these 2 keys that we have if we can get a bomb somehow.
And we have a free Triforce right there on the floor. Yeah. Followed by the compass.
I think this is kind of an indication of what we were talking about earlier, and coming from both runners, like, this is not a dungeon that we need, but we found so little in this seed that BBQ's like, yeah, I gotta dig this out and see if maybe there's an important item in here, like a recorder or something that's blocking level 1, or, is that the only dungeon we haven't seen now? Level 1? I think it is.
I believe so. I don't remember 3, but I think that it is the only one left.
Well, that could be a big hint that Mocco just found, because he found a hint that said Aqua Mentis awaits on Death Mountain. So if we're still assuming helpful, that means he's probably on East Death Mountain up near Vanilla 9. BBQ's seen most of the west side.
Either that, well, alright, it said Feat of Strength does not help So the bogey spot would be out, but that still also leaves us with, I believe, 2 potential recorder spots.
Yep, it leaves us with at least 1 recorder, I think 2. And then it also leaves us with Spectacle Rock, the potion shop to the left of that, and the bomb hole that's up this top of the ladder. Ooh, hey, hi, Meat Block.
Is the waterfall area considered part of Death Mountain, like the part where the 2 ladder blocks are?
Chat can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe that one is labeled as the river.
Wand on the floor being protected by Spiky.
Well, he didn't protect it very well. He kind of just left it there. But that is a big combat upgrade for BBQ, and that's going to make it a lot easier for him to go diving back into those dungeons that he has seen but hasn't been able to clear yet.
Yeah, but it also means that he might be able to accidentally set himself on fire.
Oh, that's a rude Patra. Mocco got all the way to the bottom of level 8 and walked into a room where Patra spawned, and as he was trying to walk out, it basically killed him when he was past the door. Yeah, that slight pause in the doorway to be like, oh, that's a Patra, I need to run, and he got bopped.
Sometimes it's best to just completely run first and be relieved later.
Yeah, I don't know if either of these runners have that in their wheelhouse, Jay Cooper. Even for me, that's something that doing a Kananaki is something that doesn't really click on my radar until it's almost something where I'm like, oh right, I can Kananaki this. It's not something I look for, but you are right that with the low amount of resources we've had, they really they can be looking for little hints like that can help them out. If I'm right, BBQ would find level 1 up here somewhere soon.
Well, that is unless it is under one of those recorder blocks. But I just finally got used to a regular Kananaki, and now they're telling me there's a bomb version you can do as well.
A bomb version. So you could set a bomb, and then when the bomb explodes, you can go through a shutter door? Is that work?
Yeah. No, you put the bomb there, and when the bomb explodes and it opens it up, you got that frame perfect thing where you can go through the key door like you were doing a Kananaki.
I mean, you say you learned something, I just learned something.
I heard about it from when I was tracking another race, and up in the 1Q9 potion shop, we have the magic sword.
Alright, so if Aquamentus is up on this east section of Death Mountain, it's right here, and we can't access it without the recorder. But there's still a couple more slots that BBQ can still check, I believe to the left of here, that could be level 1.
Yeah, this is where it gets a little fuzzy for me, where the grave part turns into Death Mountain because you have those Armos up there. And checking the forgotten spot, and it is the white sword.
That does qualify as being at a lake. This spot counts as the lake, so that was also a true hit.
And they're both investigating bits of the mountain.
Yeah, unless there's a bomb. Oh, this spot hasn't been checked yet. I thought BBQ missed something. And there's level 1. Okay, so no overworld blocks today for our items.
That looks like a gun.
That looks like another pile of useless wood. As BBQ picks up the raft, but he's already seen that all the dungeons, so he's now got a stack of paper that's useless and a raft that's useless.
Well, right now, unless he finds the any key or the red ring, most of what he's going to be finding in dungeons is going to be useless.
It's a thank you, Axel. It's a gun holding a gun.
That was a high caliber remark. I'll just let myself out. Mocco has found his level 9. And BBQ is taking the time to dig out this one. I don't blame him. We got 3 items in here.
Yeah, even after finding the raft and now a heart container, we're still missing all 3 of those like major items that are either we must have to complete the seed, or 90% of the time we need to complete the seed. We're still looking for the bow. We're still looking for silver arrows, although those are more likely that they could have rolled into level 9. And we're still looking for the ladder. It's not always required, but it's more than, I'd say 90% of the time it's required.
The ladder is required because we had a couple of hard ladder blocks in a few of our levels that stopped us from even doing exploration.
Well, this should be BBQ's other item, and it is the bow. Okay.
That just leaves one more floor item to find, or he could just decide to pick up his Triforce and get out.
Oh, he got a heart as we were talking. So he did find a heart, the raft, and now the bow.
Alright, and just as a recap for the chat, for those who weren't with us earlier, the only reason we know that Heart Shuffle is on is because the red candle was the floor item in 8. So there is 2 more staircase items in that dungeon. He's full cleared that one and has picked up his Triforce, and he is done with this part of Death Mountain.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have to come back up here to go back in that level 7, because that would mean that we probably have already dug all of 9 in this seed. What is he back in here for, though? He saw Heart, he saw the raft was on this floor, and he found the staircase item. Maybe he might be trying to dig for keys?
Well, I wouldn't blame him for digging for keys, but he's cleared out all these rooms, as far as I remember.
Yeah, I don't know what room he's still looking for. Unless, like, he maybe didn't mark down that he picked up a heart. But I saw it on the screen.
That's the only issue I sometimes have with Heart Shuffle, and I forgot to grab a piece of paper before we started doing commentary tonight. Otherwise, if there's a shot at Heart Shuffle, I will grab a piece of paper so I can put down, I found this heart, I found this heart, just so I can keep a running tally. Because you never know when there's going to be a dungeon that's all hearts.
Right. And that's why when we're shoutcasting, we have great trackers like Kamion in the background, hanging out with us and paying more attention to both screens than we are.
because there's times when no matter how much we're trying to pay attention, we can get lost if we're focusing in on somebody's combat or somebody's explorating someplace.
And the runners have a really good knack for finding two things at once after not finding anything for 20 minutes.
You sometimes think that they are secretly plotting against us commentators.
Melchior, the reverse flag today is that we have regular item groups. So our blue Octoroks are going to drop bombs.
Mocco's got some more bombs and checking more of this area up here. We'll eventually find level 1 if he can get a couple more bombs.
Mocco's going to grab this potion now, and that's going to give them... They've been having some trouble getting through some of these bigger dungeons. They just keep ending up really low on hearts at the back half and then taking some unfortunate boss combats. So that's going to help them stick around a little bit deeper in those dungeons. BBQ is now finding out how miserable this 6 is. Mocco spent some time in here and didn't find anything, but BBQ basically bailed out because he didn't have a ton of bombs at the time.
All we really have to say is level 8. That is all you really have to say when it comes to this seed and why you'd pick up a potion. Mocco is taking a little time to kill these enemies, either going to try to set up a screen wrap to get to the next screen, or trying to force a bomb drop.
Yeah, I think he's looking for these bomb drops because he doesn't have enough right now to clear the top side of this section. Since we're in mixed quest, he needs 4 bombs for the top row here.
He found his level 2, does not appear to be wanting to dig it yet, which, considering we start off with it, I don't blame him.
But he did grab the Oh, okay. He figured I'm gonna try and... He was trying to pirouette the right side of the wall to not spend a bomb, and he figured I might as well make this check while I'm making the pirouette as well. So, heads up plan.
I don't blame Mocco just getting frustrated and burning it to death.
Alright, there's our heart container, so that means that we do have both the items out of this too as well. I'm sure chat pointed that out earlier, but now we've seen it and confirmed it. So if Mocco grabs the wand off of the floor, he'll be good to go. And BBQ just found one of the items in the 6. It's the white sword, so big upgrade on combat now.
I don't think... I think that's going to be the final sword upgrade that he gets. I mean, yes, he's picking up some hearts, but it's so out of the way just to go up to that level 9 spot.
Heal's good. Our hints have been useful as far as we know. Of course, when you never know if you're on helpful or deceptive until you find one that's deceptive, but up till now we've had 3 good hints. And pretty sure we've had 4 good hints now because we know that we definitely know you don't need a feat of strength as well. So yeah, they're pretty sure. We're pretty sure they're on helpful, but like I said, you never know.
and Mako is going to get his wand here soon. Found that free heart, free Triforce.
Where is this wand? It's got to be in that lower left corner that he hasn't gone into.
That bottom left, leftmost column, bottom one, it's blocked by a key door on either side. That is the wand.
So we're an hour into the seed. I think somebody asked what the back half dungeons are. We're in full shapes today. We're an hour into the seed. We still don't have the silvers. We still don't have the ladder, and we're pretty sure we're going to need the ladder to make some progress, I believe, in level 3. And we have some really nasty enemy groups. Level 8 has like shooter room with bubbles, with Gibdos, and double dark nuts. There's some pretty nasty combat that our runners have had to deal with this seed.
That'll be the thing that proves me a liar in this seed, is if BBQ and Mako get so frustrated with level 8 that they go up to get the magical sword. BBQ is the only one of the two that I know knows where it is, but I'm sure Mako will find it eventually here.
Well, look what Mako's doing.
Digging out this level 7 and being attacked by all of the bubbles coming out of that manhandler.
He's potentially digging out this level 7.
See, you can't blame him for wanting to dig out this level 7, and I say that because of how many of these seeds this tournament have given us. Here's the Triforce. Oh, by the way, you're going to have to go into this dungeon anyway.
Now, the one drawback is that 7 can be very big, and with our atlas, or with our book not actually helping us today, it can get real sketchy in here real fast.
He's playing a dangerous game with these wall masters. Maybe it's just me and my love of the red candle, but I would launch something there so that I could duck out of the way before those bubbles had a chance to shoot me.
Yeah, somebody told me to call them pendant dungeons earlier. Yeah, these pendant dungeons always have items in them.
Alright, if that's the case, then I'm waiting for Link to take one of the pieces of Triforce to Sahasrahla.
Yeah, level 7 brings you to Sahasrahla today, because, it's the easy dungeon.
Of course.
Alright, this is gonna... Mako has found level 1. He's gonna be finding the few items that are in here that not truly helpful, but at least... Oh, wait, the bow's in the back of here. So yeah, he's gonna find this bow, and he'll be caught up on gear outside of that white sword.
You gotta find your pack of hot dogs before you can find your bow. And he's trying not to kill by these bubbles. Whoa.
This is smart by Mako. He was getting really low, and he wants to kill that the manhandler room, because the useless motes in level 1 are generally drop items. So he's just going to take the refill and go back in to do the combat when he has full health.
I'm kind of taken aback by this 6. I think it's a battleship.
It looks like an old boot. Like an elf boot.
I can see that too, yes. See, sometimes I think it's a secret flag, turning the, beams on the BMOS, turning the speed up, because it felt like those things were just shooting at him like crazy before his last death.
Yeah. And, like, BBQ's coming through here with much better combat than what Mocco did earlier. He's still having a rough time with all of the beam shooters and all of the different blocks and ways that they're locking you into these rooms. Plus, half of our combat is negated by the fact that you can't wand a wish room.
And there's Mocco getting his bow out of there. See, between the blue whiz robes and just certain things rolling up even slightly, it just seems to be throwing the runners a little off of their combat. And BBQ saying, I've had enough of this, I am just getting my Triforce and potentially getting out of here.
So, Mocco's back into 7. Now that he's got the bow, he's gonna try and dig the 7 even harder.
I don't know if chat saw if there was a heart on the floor in 6, but all I know is that is the white sword.
The more things you clear in a turret room, the more fireballs it can shoot. It's the same reason why sometimes your ladder can't spawn in moat rooms that have Lionels or Koreans, just because they shoot so many beams at you, you can't get away. Yeah, that makes sense.
And Mocco decided to spend the time to kill those enemies instead of up A, and can't blame him with that much health. With how the seed is being rolled, I would want to keep as many hearts as possible while I don't have a ring. See, I just never noticed before that they speed up and stuff, you know, as you kill things, and that's a me thing, I guess. Flute here in 7.
That was our ground item, so that could help Mocco get back to his dungeons. If that flute has like some kind of either beaten or unbeaten, that could be helpful. As long as it's new. That's true too. It does let us kill spikies, which is kind of make me wonder if and when the runners think about those gomas in 5. Now that we have gear to kill the gomas that were in 5, that's a floor item that we're... no, wait. J. Cobra said we found the other item, right? Yeah, I think he did.
I really should have grabbed my piece of paper at the start of this scene.
Yeah, if I could have the restream and the restream Twitch and my tracker open, like, I would do it, but my computer sometimes doesn't like it.
I've got the Twitch chat up on my phone, and I've got the restream up for the two of us to watch, so that's the best I got. And that took us back to level 2, so it is beaten new.
Okay, beaten new is not bad. He can, like, whistle back to... If he knows all the items up here except for the one item in 7, but he can use it to get back down to 6. And now he's got better combat, he might choose to go dig that out.
Well, I wouldn't blame him for trying to dig that out, but considering how much trouble BBQ had, even with you know, slightly improved combat, it's still a gamble.
Yeah.
At this rate, even if we know where all our dungeons are, part of me is torn, save and do a save scum on getting some knowledge of, where some more money is. Because a blue ring purchase right now would be so helpful to both these runners.
Yeah, I hear you. Nice bullseye by Mocco there on the troll handler.
I was watching the shooting gallery over on barbecue side.
Alright, here's a map of 7. Let's see. This can't be that big, right? It's not that big of a 7, because 6 and 8 are so doofy. Oh, wow! That's a huge red!
Yes!
He finds the silvers in 7!
Now Barbecue's got to eventually make his way there to get those silvers he needs.
Wow!
That doesn't help us with our ladder. It does improve some of our combat, but considering this is a second quest seed, for me this takes the blue ring that I wanted to get off the table, because I want to save as much money as possible for ammo.
So Mocco can whistle back to 6, which is exactly what he's doing, and he can use this to go dig out like 5 and 3, I believe, is over here. 5 and 4? And fill up on health too. And now he's got silver arrows for all the Gorias and like runes. He's got arrows for all the Pole's Voice in this 8. Now he's just got to find a way to comfortably deal with the Dark Nuts in here without getting hit by 1,000 fireballs. But he can navigate this 8 a little bit faster than BBQ, and he knows that if he finds the ladder, he's in go-go mode. He may just decide to be in go mode anyways, just start grabbing Triforces and see where it takes him.
The Patras could still be a handful, unless he can find a way to avoid those 2 rooms that we saw.
Well, if he decides to play as aggressively as his combat has been this seed, which has been very aggressive, he's basically been playing like he has the red ring the whole time, which has helped and hurt in some spots. But if he plays that aggressively with his macro play of deciding whether to dig or run, he could be in 9 very soon.
It's amazing how close the race still is. I mean, Barbecue has the 1 Triforce lead, however, Mocco has the flute and the silvers, which in this case gives you a better exploration advantage.
Yeah, unless that flute is required to find an item, you probably end up finding BBQ in 9 before he goes back to 7.
It's these ladder blocks that are gonna get us, though.
Yeah, the ladders are being real frustrating today. But
and Barbecue finally... What?
Well, the ladders tend to be in these weird corners where it's not required for us to go through it, but it's kind of required. It's just really hindering that we can't do it that way.
Nice 2-for-1 on the bombs by Barbecue over here, and getting into that Patra room. I don't blame him for taking this potion the way they've been hitting.
and for how long he's been in this 8, and he intentionally pulled out that potion coming into this room. I think he's dead set on this being his item.
He's got 2 items left, and he's already seen the transport staircase, so anything where I have the chance to push, I would. He doesn't know where his silvers are. He doesn't know where his ladder is.
Oh, that's the other side of the transport. Yuck.
Even with those silvers, the combat is so rough that he's fortunately up to a heart and a half, but he was down to half a heart here in this 8. And he's only got a blue potion left.
Yeah, this is a really exciting race here. We're very... Mocco has found the silvers and the recorder out of our pendant level 7. But BBQ has been navigating a little bit faster, and Mocco's been dug a lot of these dungeons that BBQ has come back to with better combat. So Mocco spent a lot of time going through here with like wood sword and no wand.
I think he's hoping this is a Triforce room.
Yeah, I mean, he's really just trying to do as much as he can to make some progress here.
Considering we still have those 2 Goma rooms that are blocking an item in 5.
Oh, I really thought he would walk right into that blue dark nut.
So did I. Oh, and he got pushed down into that bait block. He's got to go back around to get to his Triforce here in 8.
Okay, this could be an item room for Mocco now. He got through that 8 blue dark nut shooter room, and if he can kill this Patra, which he does, this... Oh, of course it doesn't push. Thanks, game.
I think this is the same room that Mocco's on. I think they're high-fiving.
Yeah, they are in the same room.
That means Mocco is going to come up on that bait block, and he's going to have to find a workaround to get to his Triforce.
I do believe Mocco might have seen it. Alright, that's a heart container at 8.
Oh, I love it. Heart Shuffle was on where the heart that's supposed to be on the floor is in a staircase, and the staircase side and they've switched around. Alright, if you're barbecue and you just picked up heart number 12, are you going to check mags?
It's just not anywhere in my routing, and I have white sword and wand. I think barbecue's comfortable with this offense set. So and we can't really buy defense with 127 rupees, so I think you just have to keep going. It's also an hour 20 into this seed, and you feel like you haven't found anything yet, so I could definitely see where you just, in your head, you're like, I don't have time for that.
I agree, and normally I like to pick up everything, but I totally agree with you in this case. And right now he's trying to find a way to keep as many hearts as possible while getting back to his Triforce here in 8. I would like to mention one thing that I did see while the two of us were having that discussion. Did you notice that Mocco and Barbecue both burned the heart before they picked it up? I love that.
They're just making sure it was a warm-blooded heart and not a cold-blooded heart. That's all.
We don't need any mimics here in Hyrule.
Well, the rest of the seed's been pretty cool, okay?
Yeah, that's true.
8 looks like MODOK. That's what I was thinking of.
I like that answer too.
So this is the room just one south of the Patra. Is this that? This has got to be our other item, right? So Mocco has now found both of his items?
I think that is the other transport. I think. And I was wrong. It's the any key.
Yeah, this is one south of the Patra that... Oh gosh, Mocco, you're dying. You actually lit yourself on fire while picking that up.
Hey, as long as he knows... Oh crap, he's got to kill that blue Goma.
Is that the Triforce? Where's the Triforce?
The blue Goma that was in the black room.
Oh.
That's the Triforce. It's one north of the bait block. That's the only reason why BBQ doesn't have his Triforce yet. When he went down and he saw that it was the bait block, it was too late and he couldn't turn around to go back up. Well, rest in peace, Spikey.
Whew. These Mocco is very aggressive, I've noticed, and sometimes it's great for him, and sometimes it's just like...
He wants to give a... Well, he wants to win, mostly, so BBQ can do a remorse flag, but for the most part, he still wants to give us a good show. He's got that one long column left that he doesn't know, but we know has the Triforce he's looking for.
Yeah, and both of these runners have kind of been in here for so long at this point that they're like double checking rooms. They're looking at spots they've already been in just to make sure that, like, oh, well, I didn't quite mark why I didn't go through this room. Oh, right, it's water blocked, or it's this block or that block.
Yeah, I'm getting very accustomed to seeing that Chevy room. Having to up an A and losing all that health, but hopefully he'll be able to now go through and pick up his Triforce going back around from the top.
But it looks like Mocco's going to get to it first. If he keeps going around this route, he should find it right here.
Yes, but he doesn't know about the bait block. Okay, he's being smart. He's going to kill this Goma.
He has
tried to go for the double.
He has seen the bait block from the other side. Actually, I think he saw it the first time through here, even. Jeez, Goma, how many hit points you got, bro? There's 2 silver arrows to the eye.
Oh. Simultaneous Triforces.
Alright, so both of our runners have their 8s finally finished off. I think BBQ's still missing that last... BBQ's still missing that any key, but I can't imagine he sticks around in here any longer.
Not after all the time he spent.
So I imagine this is Mocco probably whistling back up to 6 just to get out of this corner faster. Oh, he's going to 7.
Well, you know, I've mentioned a couple of times my piece of paper. Maybe he's got on his tracker or his sheet of paper or whatever he uses to mark it. Maybe he's trying to count off which items he has to go back to.
I think he just whistled incorrectly and was trying to get to the 6. Because he's going into 6 to find what we know is the white sword. So he's going to dig this out now.
Will he be setting that on fire too?
That's a little more useful than a raft and a heart container.
True, but still not what you're well, I'd be hoping for it, but also trying to go after that red ring, hopefully.
Yeah, if he can find a red ring, then he can. Then all this like aggressive gameplay really starts paying off. He doesn't have to switch gears or anything. He just has to keep going the same rate he does, but faster.
And he's wasting arrows trying to pick up this fairy. You've got permanent sword beams. Just go.
Yeah, but remember, he's been in this he was in this 6 for a while earlier, so he knows that this dungeon is just Wiz Robes Are Us.
You know, with all of these whiz robes, you kind of hope that you would have found a bomb upgrade or something just to get a little bit. Oh, the ladder here in 6.
All right, Mocco's in go mode. He's hitting save now, and all he has to do is blitz out 3, 4, and 5, and he'll be on his way to 9 with all the information.
He didn't even go for that white sword, which would have helped, but hey, I don't blame him. This 3, hard ladder required, and he's got it.
Yeah, we saw this so long ago, I forgot that this was required. Alright, BBQ actually has gone back into 7 and went in the correct direction to find the recorder. So he's made the correct play. He's made the play he needs to make. He doesn't know that he needs to go up to 6, but he had to make this play at some point. Otherwise, he had very little chance in the race if he ended up at 9. So this is going to catch him back up a ways.
I don't remember where in here the silvers were, but I mean, as long as he just pretends that he has not cleared this dungeon at all, he will find it.
Yeah, the path that Mocco took was going to directly left and killing the manhandler, but this 7 was kind of thick, so it doesn't necessarily mean that has to be the path taken.
I still say this level 3 is a mixture between first and second quest 8. It's got the 3 balconies like first quest 8, but it's also got the long, skinny sections like the Swiss cake roll level.
Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, do you even open the staircase, Mocco? You gotta kill all these guys anyways.
I'd go ahead and do it just in the off chance that it is that red ring.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like, I'd glitch in there, open the door, and probably run away when it's blue boomerang. But I would take a look, especially if you're gonna go through this room a couple times looking for the Triforce.
My favorite version of extra bosses, oops, all rupees. And instead of checking the one offshoot and the other 2, we are going to scope out the bottom.
Alright, we have a silver arrow pickup by BBQ, so he is back on track, but he still doesn't have that ladder. Does it push him back into 6, or does he decide 8 is the place he's got to be?
Personally, I'd go for 6 just because it's smaller and he spent so much time in 8. Does he want to really give that much attention to it again? Alright, since you're going back up, Mocco, check what's in that staircase. See if it's the defense that will let you play how you want to play.
I mean, I like how he's playing. Like, this is the kind of thing... This is the kind of concept where you're like, you know what? I believe Mocco is pretty new to the community, so if he plays aggressively and he plays well, he he can take wins off of people. Oh gosh, just gotta be real careful to get that one. All right, good.
I'm more than willing to be wrong, and I'm not here to judge how people play. I'm just like, this is your 5th time in this room. You might as well take a look.
Oh, sure. We have seen the magic sword meta. It is to the left of First Quest 9, and there's nothing up that way. So I very highly doubt we'll see anybody spend the time to go all the way up there. Mocco has a better chance, but I don't think he's going to end up with enough hearts for it to matter.
Barbecue back here in this 4, able to scooch around some of these enemies that took them both out earlier. Still don't have the map for this one.
Alright, Mocco's back into 5. He's got all the combat and the gear that he needs to clear this out pretty quickly now. And he also knows that the Triforce, he has the route to this Triforce already as well. So this should be a very fast level 5 pickup for him.
He's able to handle it so much easier with that ladder.
Yeah, it's funny how just that one extra square that you can reach changes the entire dynamic of the board. Alright, Mocco done with level 5. He'll be on his way to level 4 very quickly, while BBQ's already in here digging it out, trying to find this ladder.
I understand that we've talked about Mocco's combat strategy a few times, but the rooms like that have red and blue Wizrobes as well as the BMO shooting at you, I think that is where Mocco might have issues with his aggressive play, because that is, at least with the orange Wizrobes, 4 hearts of damage for every bop you take.
Yeah. And it is a difference of styles. We've seen that BBQ's been able to make the same amount of progress as Mocco. He's making it slower, but he's making it more, I would say, efficiently. Because like when he gets low on health, he's very careful. He makes sure he clears his room. He doesn't take any silly deaths. Mocco has been like, oop, took a death, and then just like rushes back there as fast as possible.
Oh, I mean, I'm all for different styles. I mean, right now, what we've got building up is one of my favorite clashes of level 9, where one runner has the any key, the other runner has 5 keys. See, I love that because one person's style might be, I'm going to charge through every locked door, I am going to take every staircase, and the other runner might be, okay, I've got to conserve this, I need to check for bomb walls, maybe I poke my head into stairs, maybe I don't. You know, those difference of styles are what this community is. It makes it compelling.
Yeah, Mocco wanted to get Y-forced in that room. He's really going for it. Yeah, Mocco is just like, he's really trying to blitz this out now. And BBQ is going to get through this room eventually.
We don't have a compass on either side, just like we don't have a map. So clearing out, you know, some of these rooms to try to find the map or the compass, you know, just so we either know where to put a bomb or where to hope we're gonna, you know, need to go. And unfortunately, saving that room and coming back in, it is still 2 blue Wizrobes.
Oh, okay.
That is a Hangman's Gallows.
That is a Hangman's Gallows, but is also at the bottom of this Hangman's Gallows that Mocco finds his Triforce. He's off to level 9.
And I'm not sure where BBQ is going unless he thinks he's blocked or something.
Yeah, Mocco did go across a water gap farther south in there, so he's got to get out of that dungeon and go find that ladder. So could back to 6 maybe? That does look like the direction that BBQ's going.
Yeah, the only issue is right now it's also the same direction as 8. It's whichever direction he went on that screen would have really determined it. Because you gotta go up north to get to 6, and you gotta go down south to get to 8, and both of them have one item left.
Yeah, but I still agree with your sentiment that, like, you spent so much time in 8 that he's probably thinking if the answer was in 8, I probably lost this race anyways because I still don't have it. But if it's in 6, I got a shot. So it looks like he's going in 6 right now. All right, so Alan, do you know what we're looking for as Mocco starts his dive into level 9?
Well, what we're looking for is a roar and a door. We're looking for a roar that we can hear from the north, the south, the east, or the west of the room that we're currently in, and that will tell us where Ganon is hiding. And we're also looking for a door that will not open while Ganon is alive, no matter what. But the second Ganon dies, you enter that room, and it will open up for you. That's where the kidnapped is. Now, the one thing we have to watch out is that the bosses that can spawn in 9 can mask the roar of Ganon, especially ones like the Digdoggers and the Gleeoks, so you may need to kill them and come back in to confirm.
Alright, this was a push block, so that was not the princess door. This is actually, BBQ just got a clock in the room that will give him the ladder, so he's going to have his ladder in less than 10 seconds.
So this is still a race because we don't know how long and confusing this level 9 is going to get.
And he got the Triforces of 5 and 6. Now he's just got to go blitz out 3 and 4 real quick, and he will be on his way to 9. But
you know,
that's noise. I hear noises.
You know, the only reason why I was hoping BBQ would get into level 9 first, I really wanted to say that we were looking for some barbecue pork.
Well, instead, Mocco's gonna try and make his pork on shish kebabs because he's got those silver arrows. He's ready for the fight. And there is a shutter door leading out of here as well, so we could have the princess on the other side of that. Now, Ganon's in his room, so that also means there's a very high chance that the princess is in her room as well.
So we still have a possible shot for a magic staircase or something confusing, because Mocco still has that blue potion. He's got it up and ready, so even with green tunic, I don't see him losing.
That's 4 hearts, though. Do you use it now?
I probably would have just out of sheer nerves. He's getting close. I say if he gets to 2 hearts, he should probably take it. But instead, we get us some Ganon kebabs.
Yeah, he switched over to the Redbird strats where you're just trying to you try and hug that left side and get Ganon to head towards the top. And that's a good strategy to kind of stay safe when you're in Ganon's original room, is just get him to like hug the left wall, and it's really hard for him to bounce into where you are because of the little block that's in the top left corner. Yeah,
I like those strats.
Yeah, if you're looking to get into this game, there is Redbird Grid has a great video on how to fight Ganon, and it teaches you how to fight Ganon in pretty much every room. Like there's even a tutorial on doing it in like Chevy rooms.
And we found out that the level 3's other item was another cold-blooded heart. now just to see him see how quickly he can pick up the Triforce, which he doesn't know is one room directly to the left. See, I thought the Chevy room was going to be harder, but from what I've heard from a couple members of the community is that it's actually harder to fight him in the useless moat room.
The useless moat room can be real difficult because a lot of times the ladder comes out when you don't want it to. And then you can't really get off the ladder. The Chevy room tends to be a longer fight, but because you play it so cautiously, it usually takes a little bit less. Alright, that's your Triforce for BBQ in level 3. I don't know why he's still fighting these, though. Just pick it up.
I don't know either. At first, I'm like, okay, he just wants to preserve his hearts, but me, I'd blitz this room. Just go and get me the damn Triforce.
Yeah, I really don't have a good answer for this one. Like, there's no item you want in here, is there?
Well, I know that we had the one heart. I'm sure either. Yeah, I'm like either Chad or Kaiman could tell us if it was a double heart 3, because it's been so long I don't remember what the other item was.
Yeah, I don't know if we saw another item in 3.
Well, at this rate, you know, just go take on 4 and get going.
Yeah, did he go to 4 already, or is he on his way there now?
On his way there now. He has not gotten the Triforce out of 4 that I've seen or that's listed either. He's entering 4 now, so he's got to pick up his Triforce.
Alright, looks like Mocco is heading back towards Ganon's room. I believe it was in this direction, so maybe he's gonna try cutting back through this bottom section. Ooh.
Oh, I'm so glad he picked up. Oh god, that is a piece of Swiss cheese. I don't care.
Yeah, there's no describing that shape.
Look at all those bottlenecks that are there. Zelda could be in any one of these bottlenecks or those offshoots.
Yeah, the one caveat about Ganon's room and Zelda's room is that we've seen seeds where Ganon is in the correct room, but then Zelda, like, decides where she's gonna spawn, and it forces her into a weird room.
We were talking about Ganon in a Chevy. I like the seeds where we get Zelda in a Chevy, and it's the only ladder block.
Yeah, I don't... Okay, if I remember correctly, Mocco already went left in this, so I'm not quite sure why he's going... Why he decided to go left again, but...
Well, I think he was trying to go to the right, but he couldn't bomb up from the south because of the old man with the useless silvers hint. So, I don't know why he's clearing this room out unless it can drop the compass.
I think because he's out of bombs. I think he's trying to get a bomb drop off of these wish ropes.
So, alright, so it's the orange whiz ropes that are the bomb dropping group. Barbecue picks up his Triforce, and Mocco is got a useless key pickup. And into a left-hand door.
A blue landmolar room is not happy.
Especially when the only door is a bomb hole, because it can suck you in like a vacuum.
Okay, there we go. Mocco got a pack of bombs off of those... Actually got 2 packs off of Veriz's, so... we can't bomb left in this room.
And there's so many of... There's the right-facing stairs, there's the old men. We're getting all of the rooms that will limit how you can bomb. So I think he's going to end up needing to take some of the... Oh, he is making a max play. But I think Mocco is going to be forced to take some stairs eventually just because he's limited on where he can bomb. And we have mags over on barbecue side.
Yeah, that wasn't as much of a mags play as it was as a mags guarantee. 14 hearts going in. You can't fail that one.
Yeah, true.
Right.
I mean, it's still technically a play if it's 100% victory.
Hey, we found our first item.
And it's another heart. The game wanting to give us one last reminder towards the end of the seed that, yes, Heart Shuffle was on. Barely.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that we really got to go through that door in Ganon's room.
Well, either that or there was a couple of other staircases that Mocco did not take.
That's it. Mocco finds it through a bomb hole. And for some reason, the fire had 6 hit points. But Mocco wins. Racetime.gg of 144.54.
Please throw your GGs up in the chat as Barbecue is now working on his level 9, and we'll see how trolly he finds it. To be honest, I'd still like to know where our last 2 items were, just because, you know, finding that heart at the end there makes you wonder, okay, there's one heart that won't get picked up somewhere, and the 2 last items.
So like we were saying before, for BBQ, this is going to have some different routing. He still doesn't know where the map is, but he does know that now that he has mags, he gets to kill all these enemies a lot faster. And he also knows that... what was I just going to say? Oh, he doesn't know how ugly this seed looks, so he's going to be spending a lot more bombs in here. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, I mean, finding that map is such a boon for routing these Shapes 9. And joining us here in the commentator's booth is Mocco. GG, sir.
Hey, thank you. GG's.
So before we start, I just want to confirm this puts you both at 1-1, so we have a game 3 coming, correct?
We do?
All right. Well done. First thing about your remorse flag. How do you think that helped you in this seed?
Well, about a minute in, I was able to get a global bomb drop, and I thought, you know, everybody that's questioning what I chose, man, he looks pretty smart now. But other than that, no, I don't think it helped or hurt. And quite honestly, and look, I'm completely new to all this, I didn't really want to change it much. I thought our race on Monday was it was a really close race. I messed with it. It could have gone either way on Monday, and there was nothing I could do personally that would have given me what I believe a competitive advantage. We're very even runners. It was, I just like knowing when I can get a global.
Well, as a commentator, I would just like to say thank you for turning off the shuffled enemy groups, because it makes it a whole lot easier for me to say, okay, this is where the bombs are.
So BBQ just took the staircase that leads to the very one-off in the top right corner of the map, and it saw that you had finished, so he gave the forfeit. Good run for BBQ. Almost brought it back after looking like he was really far behind, because obviously you found 7 Mocco and you dug it immediately.
Yeah, so I'm trying hang on, everybody. I'm sorry. Everybody that knows me, I always have some technical issue here. I think we're good now. 7 seemed fairly doable. After I took that transport, got the recorder, and I bailed on it. I think I ran out of bombs or I died, and I had the hint that 1 was also up in Death Mountain. And I thought, you know what? Let's at least get 1 first. Come back. Maybe we have bombs. And I needed that ladder, right? There were potential ladder blocks in all of the remaining dungeons. 3, 4, and 6. And I even think there was 1 in 8 as well. I'm not positive. Yes, there was definitely 1 in 8. So I'm like, I have to dig what's in here. Never 7, but did it.
Well, I'd like to, since Barbecue has joined us in the commentator's booth, GG's on a very good, strong run. And what did the two of you think of that 8?
Well, let's see. I saw 99% of it, so it was big and it was annoying. GG's, Mocco.
GG's, BBQ. I can't wait to watch this back and just see how we handled some of these trolley rooms and ladder blocks, and we were probably saying all the same things under our breath.
Oh, as a person that is coming to this from the standpoint of I'm a new runner of these myself, and I have enjoyed watching these. This is one of those races that when it goes up on YouTube, I am saving it, because the amount of high fives the two of you did throughout the entire level 8 was astounding.
Wow, really? Okay. Well, I thought it was just me that was beating my head against a wall. First half of the game was just trying to find a beatable dungeon. I found all the big ones that I didn't want to do. It took me forever to find one. I dug 2 out of desperation because I was trying to find anything that would give me progression. I knew I was ladder blocked out of 3 and 4. Couldn't do anything there. Didn't want to do 7. Didn't want to do 8. 5 kicked my butt early, and finally I found 1 and got the bow, and then I ended up last locationing the ladder in 6, and then that opened everything up from there. Oh man, that was painful.
Between the two of you did have almost the same amount of time in 8. It's just that Mocco, how much time did you spend on your first dip in 8?
Oh Lord. Was that the dungeon? It is. I'm just letting everyone know my mind is scrambled after that. There was so much going on in that seed. That was, I believe, the dungeon that had like a 6 poles voice room.
Yeah.
The first time in with Wood's sword. Oh.
Ew, yeah.
And I said to myself, I'm going to go as far as I could. Of course, what do you know? We hit a letter block. We hit a Goma block. And then we had a room of at least 6, maybe 8 blue dark nuts and BMO statues, I believe. And then walk into a Patra. And I'm like, I am not coming back here until I have arrows or some more offense or defense for that matter. And,
yeah, that's pretty much level 8.
Yeah.
And then coming back, you still took you another 10. BBQ, you were in there for 20 minutes. Mocco was in there for 10 minutes, left, came back 15 minutes later. It was still in there for 10 more minutes.
Oh, easy. Oh, easily. Yep.
Between the two of you, we have seen every item except for the magic boomerang and the red ring.
There was a heart and 9, so...
Yeah, that was the seed reminding you guys at the very end, oh yes, Heart Shuffle was on, because it was only on in like maybe 2 dungeons.
Yeah, I found that out really early, actually, because I went east in 8 the first time I was in there, and I found the red candle on the ground. And I was like, okay, Heart Shuffle's on, but then I kept finding floor hearts. And I'm like, well, wait a second, hang on, am I sure that this is right? But yeah, it was. Oh man, that was a thing that happened. So how far was I away from finding Ganon? Because I had taken like 3 sets of stairs and 9 by the time I saw that Mocco had finished first.
Well, to be honest with you, you took a staircase that took you up to a section of 9 that we hadn't seen. But before you took that staircase, you were getting pretty close because it was in the bottom right-hand part of that Swiss cheese. Because I can't tell you how holy that 9 was.
Yeah, when you watch this back, BBQ, you're gonna go, I'm thankful I didn't have to keep going.
Ooh, yeah. Well, okay. I mean, that would be consistent with, levels 1 through 8, which were the maps were either very linear or very Byzantine. So, yeah, that makes sense.
Did you encounter that left Lamos in 9, the blue Lamos?
No, I didn't.
I think it was a bomb wall.
Yeah, it was a bomb wall, and all the other 3 walls there were solid.
Yeah.
I think my favorite was you were heading up through a couple of them bottlenecks, and you couldn't get up because there's an old man. You go 2 rooms to the left and up, and there's a right-facing staircase. So every time you're trying to go right, you're getting blocked off by another impassable wall.
Whew, well, I'm glad you finished first, Mocco, because it sounds like I didn't want any part of that 9. I saw enough of it, so thank you. I think.
Well, it's knowing how long it took and seeing we had all the tries. It'll be fun to watch back for sure. Good Friday night entertainment. Z1R community. Thank you, Magic Friends, Alan, Amian, and everybody else involved. Hope you all had a real good time tonight.
So, a couple questions before the 2 of you take off. Do you have a 3rd race scheduled, or do you have an idea of when you're going to run it?
We talked about it a few days ago. I don't know, Mocco, what your schedule's like. I mean, it's sometime in the next 3 days. I don't know if it would be like this weekend or Monday. I don't remember what you had said.
Yeah, I have to double check, and actually part of it is weather dependent, which I'll have a little more information tomorrow on. But yeah, I think it'll probably be early in the week.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll connect and we'll pick a time, and hopefully it's a good one.
All right.
Well, either way, as exciting as these games were, I want to be a part of this 3rd race. I want to see it be as insane as this one was.
Oh, so I think I know the other question that Magic Friends, I think you were going to ask, but go ahead.
No, I was going to ask if you knew what your remorse flag was.
That's the question I thought you might ask. You know what's funny? I had been kicking around ideas this week, assuming I lost this race, which it turns out I did. The funny part was, one of the things I was thinking about was, you know what might be interesting if we did shapes, 1 through 9, but after tonight, that's going to go to the back of the line, I think. So I'm going back to the drawing board on what my remorse flag is going to be. But Mocco, I'll let you know. I'll let you know in advance. I thought shapes would be fun, but maybe not.
It was frustrating, but knowing that, again, I haven't seen anything but what from the guys have already said. It sounds like we were both experiencing a lot of the same stuff. And you know what? If that was how it worked out, I don't think you can ask for more. But I love shapes. It's
okay.
Like,
I mean, I usually love shapes. That's the thing.
Well, shapes are fun with an asterisk, and the asterisk stands for frustratingly undue distress.
Yeah. So I'll think about it. I've got some things to think about over a glass of bourbon, which Mrs. BBQ just poured me, because she saw how long I was slogging away. So I think she's read the room pretty well.
Oh, and Mocco, how about those the troll fire?
The troll fire.
The 6 hit point fire in front of Zelda.
Yeah, I was. I got to be honest. I was having problems with my mouse and my tracker the whole freaking time, and I like it matters, but I needed to go and get ready to hit the done button, and I'm moving my mouse and it's not doing anything, and I'm looking up at my screen. It's like, I better just, you know what? I'm gonna hit him, and I didn't want to die. I think I only had one heart left.
Yeah. You hit them like 4 times and they did not go away. It's like, I didn't know they could live that long.
Most of that was because I was looking at my other screen. Why isn't my pointer hitting? It wasn't moving. How's that? So yeah, but
well, you promised us technical difficulties and you delivered on technical difficulties.
Always.
Well, I want to thank you both for an amazingly great race.
Well, thanks to you guys. GG's Mocco. That was a slog, and congratulations on the win. And thanks to you guys, Magic Friends, and Alan, and to Cam behind the scenes doing the tracking. Thanks to everybody who helps out with all of these. We're really happy to be on the main channel tonight and put on what I guess was a show of some sort.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. Thanks, guys.
You bet. Thanks, everybody. And Game 3 coming up soon.
Enjoy your bourbon barbecue.
Way ahead of you. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Magic Friends, thank you for commentating with me. Kaiman, thank you for, doing the tracking. And thank you to chat for not only being here, but helping keep us honest and helping us out when we did not know the answers to the questions that we had for each other. This was the last race of the evening, but we do have some races scheduled for tomorrow, and with these amazing bracket stages, we got plenty more races to come.
Yep, first race tomorrow starting at 1 p.m. between Pedantic Potato and Sigil, and I believe there are 3 races total tomorrow. I believe the 4th race that's on the schedule is already a finished match. So 3 races tomorrow. Come check us out. And for everybody here, I'm gonna say good night, friends.